I told you guys we were going to be fine tonight. Even with Ian Book missing this game because of an injury, the Irish still went out there and did exactly what I projected them to do. 42-13 victory over Florida State, and what makes this win even more sweet is it was senior night and we send our seniors out with the W. And anytime you can do that, it's always great. And this senior class, they deserve it. I mean, they've been through a 4-8 season, and now they have a chance to finish it with a playoff run and possibly national championship, but one step at a time here. Not over yet. It's just the beginning. But in this one, the Irish set the tone early. We stopped Florida State on their first drive by getting an interception, take it all the way down to the 4-yard line, get that early touchdown, and that set the tone and turned things completely. End of story right there. Now, I really don't want to focus too much of this video on the negative stuff, but you gotta call things for what it is. Now, I'm not all of a sudden just turning around and dogging the kid, but Brandon Wimbush showed tonight why he was demoted to the backup quarterback role. He does possess elite talent, and I stand by that with when I said that in the preview video. But if you're going to have all these inconsistencies, then you're doing that elite talent no good. I mean, that's going to do you in every single time, or inconsistencies, and he showed that tonight. And the sad part is he did a lot of good things tonight too. Had some nice runs. He had the 3 touchdown passes, and I mean, when he was making the good throws, I mean, they look great. He's just not able to do that on a consistent basis. But those 2 interceptions that he threw, the one into triple coverage, I mean, that was just bad. And on top of that, he's missing wide open guys. So it just, need I say more on why Ian Book is a starting quarterback right now? But at the same time, Brandon Wimbush proved what I said in the preview. He's a proven winner. He did enough to get the job done tonight, and he did lead us to victory in this one. He got the job done. And in the end, that's all that matters. But of course, not just on him, but things are going to have to change next week against Syracuse. I mean, overall, the first half was great in this one tonight. But only 10 points in the second half. I mean, I don't know. It kind of goes back to what I've been saying before about coasting and just letting off the gas. And I don't know if it's the players or if it's the coaching. But we let off the gas again tonight, and you have to play 2 complete halves of football. I mean, thankfully it didn't do us in tonight. I mean, we already set the tone early, but there were plenty of times in this game where we just seemed to just almost let Florida State back into it. I mean, we give up the 2 touchdowns, okay, whatever. But then after the second pick, Florida State's threatening for that 3rd touchdown. But thankfully the defense steps up and they, we stop Florida State at the I think it was like the 4 or 5 yard line, and they don't get that 3rd touchdown, and that took the momentum away from them, which was huge for us. But it just seems like we seem to do that so much. Just we get a nice lead, and then we seem to just want to let our opponent back into it. I mean, it happened last week against Northwestern too. We just seem to want to let off the gas, and you can't do that. But I mean, if we do that against Syracuse, we're in trouble. And I know I said that about Northwestern too, but I mean, as long as this team continues to learn, and that includes the coaching staff too, then we're going to be okay. But again, I'll cover this in the preview for the Syracuse game. But with the coaching, that needs to change too. There were a few times tonight, well, actually several times tonight, where when we were on offense, we seem to just want to abandon what is working to try something different. Like, for example, we, Dexter Williams gets the ball. And by the way, Dexter Williams, the MVP of tonight's game. So I'm not trying to be all negative here. Great night out of him. What a way to finish his career in Notre Dame Stadium. 200 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. He was a beast out there tonight. I mean, what a way to finish his home career at Notre Dame. I mean, just explosive. But getting back to the point I was making about the play calling, we'll hand the ball off, and we'll hand the ball off to Dexter. He'll get 6, 7, 8, or even 8 yards, and then we'll want to pass for some reason. Just stick with what's working. I mean, you keep going with something until your opponent can stop it. Because I mean, Dexter gets 7, 8 yards. We decide to pass it. Wimbush throws an interception. Why do you change things up there? You don't need to. I mean, if you don't need to change something, don't do it. So that's something that's got to improve with the coaching staff. But really, guys, I mean, there's not a whole lot of things to complain about in this one. I mean, 42-13 victory over Florida State. I know I'm making it sound like we lost and that I'm unhappy. I'm not, but just going forward, if you don't change this stuff, it's going to come back to hurt us. But in the end, getting the W is all that matters. And another big win for us tonight. We're now 10-0 on the season. I don't know what you guys might think about this. Let me know what you think. But 10-0, I think that could just about wrap up a berth in the New Year's Six for us. Even if we were, for some reason, to not make the playoffs. But I don't know. Maybe 11 wins would secure a spot. But you guys tell me, is 10 enough to secure an NY6 berth? I don't know. But regardless, 10-0, we're still in great shape. We got a big test coming up against Syracuse next week in Yankee Stadium. But I will talk more about that in the preview. So on that note, guys, I will see you guys early next week for the Syracuse preview video. And until then, God bless and go Irish, baby. 10-0. Let's keep it going.